Let's head on over here now. The Free State is another province to be rocked by a political shake-up. The ANC's Provincial Executive Committee has reportedly resolved to recall several officials, including the Premier Sisi Ntombela. She was ousted as the party's provincial chair by Mxolisi Dukwana last month. For more on this, we're joined by Dr Ina Gouws, a senior lecturer at the University of the Free State. Doc, thank you very much for your time. Perhaps let's start with an overview of the political landscape, in the Free State, where the ANC is concerned. How would you characterize it?
Well, yes, I think it's not news to South Africans that the factionalism in the Free State within the ANC specifically has taken a very specific face, and the province has, suffered greatly because of this when it comes to leadership and therefore service delivery. And this factionalism, stems specifically from the Mxolisi era and the influence that he still has over those who are not just loyal but beholden to him within the structures of the various groupings. So I think that is to begin with, and the legacy of all of that is the fact that the leadership in the province, the provincial government, and subsequently also the local government structures and processes, systems, have collapsed completely, which means people are suffering because we don't get the services we need.
And let's get into that, because the chair of the ANC, Gwede Mandashe, not so long ago just observed that a key observation that we can confidently make here is that there's neither local nor provincial governance in the Free State. And so this possibility that the Premier will be axed, does it then come as a surprise? Does it all fall on her and her administration currently?
Well, yes, the buck stops somewhere, and those people who are currently in government seems to, who are going to suffer the consequences. But it's certainly those who came before her that, we can't ignore their influence and their impact on the current situation. And it would be interesting to see if that is going to be taken into account when there is consequences. It's not a surprise in the sense that, the ANC top structures already made their voices heard about the lack of good governance in the province towards the end of last year. And already then said that, the provincial leadership is going to have to change, and particularly the metro in Mangaung as well. So that's on the cards as well. And I think this is just an extension now that leadership conference in the Free State is over, and the leadership is, the interim committee has, given the responsibilities now to a properly elected provincial executive committee. And the catch now is how long it's going to take, because this committee is supposed to now give their opinions and their recommendations to the National Executive Committee, who is in charge of deploying people. And ultimately, that's why the ANC don't want to admit that this is going to happen officially yet. But I think it's inevitable. And following that, some shake-ups in many municipalities, and particularly the metro, is going to happen as well.
As we await that announcement from the ANC officially, it is reported that, of course, as we said, the Premier, the Mayor, and at least 8 MECs are facing the chop. In August last year, the Auditor General warned that the Free State was in serious trouble, with not a single municipality receiving a clean audit for the past 5 years. And so, same party, different people. Is this merely window dressing, or does it inspire some confidence?
It is, I think, a sincere effort, honestly, to attempt at making some changes. What I don't have confidence in is how much influence and power these new people are going to have, because these networks of patronage and corruption, their roots are very deep. Across the province and any municipalities, local authorities. And merely changing a few people on the face of it won't make such a difference, in my opinion. unless we somehow have now leadership that is dynamic and strong and principled enough to take on these big problems of leadership on local level, and then appoint people or deploy people, if you will, who are, have that same kind of leadership, who will appoint, the correct people in administrations, the professional side of local governance, and then have the foresight and wisdom to get out of the way so that these people can do their jobs on provincial level and local level. And, as I say this, it seems too much for this administration, to be honest.
Thank you very much, Doc, for your time this afternoon. Dr. Ina Gouws is a senior lecturer in the Department of Political Studies and Governance at UFS.